Hey, lovely people, how are we? Back again, look at this. Getting into a right swing of it, aren't we? I hope everybody's well. Today, we're going to do, what are we doing? Stash busting. Haha. Yeah, stash busting. We'll try that again. I'll put my microphone on rather than just hanging it over something. I hope we're all well. This is a stash buster. We're going to have a go at playing with some paper. So, lots of people seem to be working with this book, which I also have, which is beautiful and has all these lovely floral images in it. But what it also has, well, not this one because I pulled them out, is a lot of these pages at the back, index pages and lists, and it also has some black and white pictures. And so I always remove them because I like to play with them. I do like an index or a glossary. I think they look quite good. I like the words. And these ones, at some point, I've cut them all out. And as you can see, well, I don't know if you can see. I'm hoping you can see. They've been gessoed in places. Yeah. God knows when I did it, but they were all in my stash. And they've all got a bit of gesso on them. Not a lot. Just scraped over with a card. And just little out like there, and there's a bit, and there's a little bit in the middle. So not the whole thing. And so I thought we'd do something with them today. I'll show you what I like to do with them, because I like to use them and to play with them and create stuff with them. I'm not one to sit and throw them away or leave them in the book or anything like that. So we're going to play with some ink and some distress ink and some artistry ink and some sprays and some bits. I'm going to make a mess. So, got my pages. Sorry, didn't need to bang quite so hard. These, if anyone watched my craft haul, these just came from my birthday stash and my birthday day out, and they're like little pieces of vellum tracing paper, and I'm going to use those to mop up bits and pieces. So I've got a few of those out, and then I've also got out a few. I've got all these guest checks and kitchen checks, and basically I coffee dyed a whole pad one day, and most of them got mounted onto thicker paper, which is coffee dyed, so that they were ready to use, and they're just sat doing nout, absolutely nout. So again, there'll be a stash buster at a later date, but I'm also going to use those to mop up bits and pieces, and we're going to play with these pages because there's quite a few of them, and we'll see how far we get. Yeah, so without further ado, here we go. So I've got my messy mat, which is messy. I've cleaned it today. It's still messy, but not nearly as messy as it was. And you might get a bit of a shine off it because it's a bit glossy, but because it's my messy mat, there's no what I can do about it. You're going to have to just put up with a little bit of shine, I'm afraid, on this particular video. C'est la vie. But I'm sure not an issue. And if it is, can't do much about it. So, what we're going to do is we're going to start with some distress ink. And I'm going to start with some, wrong one. Have I got, oh, I might not even have the right one now. It'll do, but I might end up being a bit disappointed. Oop, something fell off. Hang on. No, I don't have it. Oh, never mind. I like, excuse me. Pick that up. I like old paper and tea dye together in a distress ink. But we're going to do bundle sage and tea dye instead because I don't have old paper. If you're not tea dyeing paper and you've just got paper that's kind of this colour, it's a mix of old paper usually and tea dye. There's something in the colours that just, it makes it look like you've tea dyed vintage paper. And so I'm going to start with tea dye. We'll do this one first. And then, so I like to do these and then mix them on that. I like to do these and then afterwards, once they're dried, you can add colour to them. So this is just, and I'm sure other people have different ways and different colours, but for me, this is what I like. So, spray water, get nice and wet, And then I'm just going to dip. And this is one of those, the first few end up absolutely covered. And as you get towards the end, not so much. Now, the problem is these pages are semi-glossy, and so that's why I put the gesso on as well, because it helps it to take in places rather than just sit on the top. But hey, it is what it is. We carry on. See that? I'm trying to put them in easy access all around me so that I can get to them when I need it. Put some more on. I'll put some water on. And we'll just dip and dip and dip and dip. Yeah, we might come back and mop some of these and squish it around a bit. Oh, we'll see what happens. It's very quick. It's just don't think about it, just dip it. Literally, that's my logic. If you think about it too much, you start thinking, oh, that bit didn't work and I need a bit more and blah 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 blah. Dip it, move it out of the way, move on to the next one. The thing is, if you think it needs more, you can just go back and give it more. But if it's got too much, technically you can't take it away, although you can make it look a bit better with gesso by knocking it back. But there we go, another. And the other thing you can do is, let's move that one, let's bring one back in. If you think you've got too much on, share it with a friend. Do that, see? And because this paper's semi-glossy, it shares quite well. So, do that. See what I mean? Oh, let's move that and that one. Oh, I still think this one's got too much on, so we'll do a share on this one. And just squish. There we go. Better. Another one here that I think got too much on. Sorry, I've got them on the floor. And it's an obligatory noise to have to grunt as you bend down to get them. So, there we go, another one. Oh, and that one I think, because it's got stuff. And it's just where you can see it's sat on the top rather than soaking in a bit, and it just needs a little bit of help. Just needs to squish around. There we go. I still think it's too much on that one. So I'm going to double squish. There we go. There we go. Better. Much better. Much better. Oh, wrong show. Yeah. And oh, there's another one. And you can see again, it's sat on the surface, so it just needs a bit of help. You know, squish. Still. And it's just about building layers of something to play with, to give it colour, which I kind of enjoy. Right, we're going to need a little bit more so they all get done. We won't go mad this time. There we go. So, let's do around the outside. Let's pretend we're Malcolm McLaren and the Buffalo goes. And then, well, then we'll squish. There we go. I mean, like it. And then last one. We'll leave those there because I think they just need a bit of a. So that picks up everything off my mat. So we're ready for another colour. And then I'm going to bring this one back in and just Anywhere that you think looks too wet, we're just sharing. Because sharing is caring. There we go. Fab. And that's that done. So we'll leave those there. And we'll move on to the next colour. And, ooh, that's very wet. Very wet. Which means it hardly ever gets used. So I must admit, I don't use distress inks very often. I've got a few. Yeah. But most of what I have is Distress Oxide. I've got all of the Distress Oxide colours and then a few of these colours. And I prefer the oxides, and we're going to use the oxides. Ooh. But, now I'm dipping, and now I'm doing too much dipping. Let's go this way a bit. Moving that over. There we go. And then we can dip from the paper and dip from what's on the map where we need to. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I don't use the inks very often. I use the oxides more, much more. But I do have some inks and I like to use them. One of those things. And reach down. I like to put the inks on first and then go in with a bit of oxide over the top. There we go. I'm going to call that one done and put that over there. And let's move this one back in because this has got excess and I want it. There we go. Right, that one. And that one can go out the way. Let's move this one back in. I hope this is making sense to somebody. Anybody. Is there anybody out there underneath the big sky? Can you tell me and Dave spend a lot of time together? Singing while crafting. I'm sure one day we'll be in trouble for that. Someone will be after us for copyright. Or what do they call it? Music licensing for singing their song. But you know, it is what it is. I live my life with no television and, well, no, that's not true. I live my life with very little television, but generally a lot of music, so it tends to be stuck in my head. I don't watch regular television or streaming services particularly, unless I'm at Dave's house. Very occasionally. Like I watched Netflix. I started watching 1899 on Netflix the other night and really like it. But it's probably the first thing I've watched in Netflix in almost a year at my house. So I'll go sit at Dave's and watch telly with him. Because my TV's behind me in my craft room, so I can't. And it's more important to be sat at my desk than it is to be sat watching television. And I watch Netflix on my Uji. It's sat over there, iPad. When I'm laid in bed, if I'm not watching crafting videos, or if the crafting videos that I've found are not inspiring me. So yeah. But like I said, I hadn't watched anything probably in over a year. Watching 1899, which is it's weird. It's good weird, but it's weird. And enjoying it. But I'll watch films. I've got a big TV behind me, and I'll sit and watch films. Or, more to the point, I'll sit and listen to films because it's behind me. And it's generally why Dave talks about that I know too many references. Not too many. I know lots of references and lines from films, and I do, but it's because the films that I love, I like to watch a lot. So I watch films over and over. I never get bored. If I like it, I buy it on Blu-ray, which in this day and age is probably considered really old-fashioned. and it goes on a shelf, but then I can watch it as many times as I want then. And I do, and I just watch it over and over and over, and it becomes ingrained. It gets to the point where I can quote whole films to you quite easily. Right, I'm just going to double something on the top of that now and see what we get. So yeah, there are certain films I could quote to you almost line for line. So and then other films that I'm learning to quote line for line, like the two Dunes, for instance. Dune, the David Lynch version, it's one of my all-time favourite films. I like a bit of sci-fi, and I love it, but I can quote it almost word for word for you. Dave will tell you, because he can now quote bits of it almost word for word. Mainly the bit where the Reverend Mother guy is telling me he goes to see Paul. For anyone that knows the film, because I do it quite a lot. Put your right hand in the box. What's in the box? Pain. Yeah, it just is what it is. You were all warned that I was mad, but you were far enough away that you won't be infected. So yeah, I know things off by heart, and I'm loving the new version of Dune to the point where I am starting to learn that off by heart as well. But it's not got quite the same. I love it. It's very good. It's not quite the same because David Lynch's Dune, there are lots of kind of their thoughts a part of the script. So you hear all of that, like Jessica Anis does a lot of whispering to camera. I could have lost my son. Paul lives. And stuff like that. I do love it. I do love it. I'm just gonna, I have here a wet cloth. I came prepared. I'm just gonna take off the grubby bits, because the bits of gesso that were on here that I had tried to clean off are falling off as well. Right, so that's that. That's like my base layer. And most things I start with that. Just gives it an age look, and I like it. And then, what have we got next? I thought we'd go in for some greens and yellows and oranges and pinks and blah, 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 for some spring stuff. So what have I got? I've got, right, let's try this one, only because I'm fascinated. Artistry ink. I don't think I've ever used this. Can you see that? I don't think I've ever used this colour. It's called Lime Kiss, but to me that looks yellow. But you see, now it looks even yellower. But we'll find out. We'll see what it is. So let's put that on there. Put that on there. We'll give it a spray. Cha, 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 cha. And let's see what happens, shall we? Let's go at the bottom of the pile, because they'll be drier. Oh, this is the other thing that I've got. That I'm going to use for mop up. Paper. They're not plastic. Paper hole reinforcers. When I was out yesterday and did my birthday shopping and craft haul, and if anybody's watched the video already, I don't think I showed these, but these came from not Scrap, not the place where I bought all the gorgeousness, but from a tiny little old-fashioned thing next door. So yeah, paper circles. So I'm going to use those to mop up with, and then let's give this a go anyway. Do that, ooh, that's bright. So let's put that there and do the double dipping. Double dipping. Oh, I like. It is very bright, but you know, we're looking for spring, so we're looking for spring. So I'm not bothered about it being bright. I like it being bright. And do that. And that. Ooh, that's lush. It's not lime, it's definitely yellow, in my humble opinion. Maybe we'll see tomorrow in daylight, but I'm pretty sure that's yellow. Yeah. Right, let's just do this and see what happens. Oh, pretty. I'm going to leave that one as it is because I like that. I'm going to leave that one as it is because I like that. And then, do this. So, just had a message from Dave who was just trying to phone me. So as soon as this is finished, I need to give him a call. So see how he is. We hung out yesterday, but today we're staying home to have a nice relaxing day. And I know he's going to film some videos. Ooh, and that reminds me, talking of videos, Christina, he's going to make the hat one. So anyone who missed it, and anyone that's not watched any of my other videos, I will explain. Dave, who is Dash of Dave on YouTube, subscribe to him as well as me, please, because he's my bestie. Dave and I, he's also my best friend in real life. He's not just my crafty best friend, he's my real best friend. We spend time hanging out. We do spend a lot of time together. Too much time. No, not enough time together. He's got a boyfriend now, so not enough time together. But it's all good. But we hang out. We spend a lot of time together. We go crafty shopping together. We craft together. We do all sorts together. You know, love him to bits. He and I also like shopping, both of us. And he and I also like trying on hats, both of us. And I'm not talking about a nice Panama or fedora. I'm talking about fascinators, big wide, any hat you can find. I'll try any hat you put on my head. The sad thing is, in this day and age, I love those. That yellow's just popping. The sad thing is, in this day and age, is we're losing a lot of our department stores. So in this country anyway, the places that used to have hat departments, so British Home Stores, Debenhams, House of Fraser, all gone, all going, all disappearing. And they're all gone from this town, from Leeds. Shut down, other things being done to build it, you know, even if they've survived in a smaller way elsewhere, just not here. We used to love just going and trying on hats. And not just, I don't know, it's going to make me sound mad as I, no, it's probably not. I am mad, so we've had that conversation. We'll also try on anything that's hat adjacent. So it doesn't have to be an actual hat. If we think it'll perch on our head and make a good photograph, we just, yeah, that's what we do. We thoroughly enjoy it. We always have. And so Christina, hello Christina, was asking, I'd said about, I would ask Dave if he'd make like, he makes these really good collage photo videos. So, because he is a technological wizard. So I said I'd ask him if he would make a hat video for people to see. And Christina, he said yeah. So we don't know when, but there will be a hat video, which he'll probably want to stick on his channel, and I'll stick on my channel, and you can all have a laugh. Because there are some fabulous hats out there that we have worn for no other reason than we can, and we like it. So we did, and we do. So, and we still do. I mean, we were out yesterday, we were in Scrap, and I managed to find all sorts of stuff to perch on my head. Not one of them was an actual hat, but you know, we still managed it, we still did it. So, it's just one of those fun things we like to do. So, aren't they fab? See, and they just brighten up your, oh, my last one. So let's do this rather than just dipping it. Can you see? I think I'm mainly on camera. I've kind of marked out where I am and what I am, and then it doesn't always work. But hey, there we go. So put those two down there. I just think it's a nice way of schnazzing up what is otherwise an index or a glossary that people don't always want to particularly use. And let's just dip some of this. Ooh, I like it on the vellum. Ooh, pretty. I'm going to just See what happens. Yep, like it. Like it. Got nowhere to put it, but like it. Sit over there. Let's do one more and then we might guess check for the last couple. Oh, look at that. I put a bit up there. Pretty. Put that to the side, that's all curling everywhere. And then let's put some on my guest checks, because then they can be made into something that might actually go in my spring journals, which are coming up soon. Once I've stash busted a bit more and finished my flip throughs of my made journals. Interestingly, for anyone that's watching those, the flip throughs, I worked out how many journals I made last year. And even I went a bit, really? Is that right? So last year, I made a beautiful total of 67 journals. That's what I created. That's how much gubbins was in my head that I needed to get out. 67. So it's a lot. What should we do now? What do you reckon? Green, or I've got pink, or I've got orange, I've got something bluey. Do you know, I always go for blue because I like blue. So should we try something else? Should we be brave? I'm not sure I know how to, but let's do this. Let's try this. Rosy cheeks. Give it a go. I think it'll be redder, but we might try this and then a bit of pink as well. Give that a go, and then we've got I've got a dilution spray as well, which I think the idea is that that's supposed to be pink, so I might put some of that in as well. Go the whole hog. You know, mixed companies, mixed designers, mixed colours. Have fun. Right. Okay, we're ready for this. We need to go the other way, don't we? Let's start at the bottom, because they'll be drier. Ooh. And I'm not bothered that they're not totally dry at all. I'm just going to keep dipping and enjoying. Ooh, that's very pink and red. No, that's pink actually. Okay, let's do that. Yep. Do that. Ooh, and make sure it's all in shot. Now we do that. I am liking, I like it. It's a lovely colour. Created by myself. It's a new Tim Holmes. I need to stop. That man's going to turn up on my doorstep and beat me, isn't he? He really is. I'm sorry. Oh dear. Nobody believes me. I do like him. Nobody believes me. I have lots of his stuff. I've got his distress inks. I've got all of his distress oxides in the ink pads, and quite a lot of them in distress sprays as well. So. But yeah, I do need to stop. I do need to stop going down that avenue. Let's just do some little dots. One more. There we go. Oh. Love it. Love it. And then let's do this. And spread it out a bit. Oh, that needs more. Needs more spreading. What have we got? Oh, I love it. I love that. Right, that one's done. Let's put that one there and take the bits off that. And it's just mopping up the excess, really. If it's taking really well where the gesso is. You can see here, and then kind of sitting on the surface for the paper, because it's kind of a bit, it's not totally shiny, but it's a bit shiny. It's a bit shiny. We'll keep that one there because I'm gonna double dip that one maybe. Yeah, and I like the idea of just how it all looks and works differently depending on the surface. Right, so I need more. We're going to have to, that was rather a lot I put on there, so we're going to have to take it off on a few pages, I think. Oh, got my finger in it. It's not good. Be all over my Jim Jams. Yeah, I'm crafting my Jim Jams. Get over it. Right, let's do that, and then that hopefully will be enough for that one. And pull it apart. Oh yeah, oh yeah, we like that. It's just a bit of a splash of colour. Like I said, these are all, the plan is that these will all go or be used in some way for spring. But the other thing is, the colours work for, I don't know, they'd work in a rose journal, a summer journal, a shabby chic journal. Look at me, shabby chic. I've never done a shabby chic journal. That's another one that's a bit like, for anyone that's looked, boho. I did one boho journal out of a handbag. The I called it boho-ish. So, basically, I'll tell you why I find boho hard. It's and the thing is, I shouldn't. I trained as a fashion designer. I should be able to do it. And I'll tell you an interesting story about boho as well, and being a fashion designer in a sec. So I should be able to do it because I trained as a fashion designer, and I get the concept of it. It's just, it's too messy for me. It doesn't, because it's totally eclectic and a big clashy mixy, horrible. It's bling and lace, and it's patterns and geometrics, and it's flowers and pitch. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot. And yeah, it's too messy for me. I can't cope. My brain don't like it. My brain really don't like it. So I just don't find boho really difficult. And I think shabby chic's just one of those. Yeah, shabby chic's just one of those I've never done, and I lean towards more and more. I'd like to have a go at one, but anyone that knows me from the start of this whole junk journaling journey, when I first started junk journaling, and Erica, I know you asked the question, I am going to show, it won't be in this video, but when I'm doing my flip throughs, I'm going to show the first 2 journals that I ever made, because I still have them, because I kept them. The first one is made with brand new paper and bright colours, because my logic was, why would I use dirty paper? Ooh, old dirty, no. I didn't really get the concept, you can tell. And so I'll show you that one, because I thought it was being clever and different. And then my second one is just a blue journal, because I use lots of blue stuff in it, and it's more what I'd call a junk journal that I know now, and I love it, and I won't give it up because I love it, because it's a blue journal. But I'll show you, and you can see the evolution. But back then, I always said that I would never use a butterfly, because everybody used butterflies, and I would never use a butterfly because I was a boy. Now, yeah, none of that matters anymore. And shabby chic's just one of those that it's very feminine, and whilst I have the ability to be very camp, I'm not very feminine, and so it tends to, I suppose it scares me a bit, like the idea that I'd love to do one. I'd love to do a lace journal, and Leslie, who also works on Dave's design team, sent me some gorgeous laces, and I have a lot, I've collected a lot, because I'd like to have a go at a lace journal. But again, it's that whole, it's very feminine, and doing it for the first one, the idea of the first one scares me a little bit, I suppose. And so once I've done one, it's like the boho one. I've bought 2 more similar shape, or well, exact same shape but different colours and patterns as beading, 2 more of the handbags that I used for the bohoist journal, and I'm quite happily going to make another one. I have no issues with that now that I've done it and started. but I did it. So I think that's what I need to do with Shabby Chic, is just crack on and make one. I might not be happy with it, but have a go and do it and see what happens. Ooh. And then sort of take the fear away, I suppose, the fear of the unknown. Right, there we go, it's a bit of mopping up on that. And what else? What else do we want? Should we do, I've got some, let's do this one. I've got some, it's a light blue. And if we mix it with what, that little bit of red that I saw, it might be a light purple soon. So we'll do that. And then we'll start again. I'll get my pile back up. Oh, I might not like this, we might have to wipe it off, but let's see what happens. Oh no, I don't mind that. It's kind of turquoise, isn't it? I don't mind that at all. No, I don't mind that at all. Oh, I'm going to call that one done. And I'm going to take a bit off that one and call that one done. Oh. And then, like I said, if you think these are too much, once you've made them, you just go in with a little bit of gesso and it knocks it back a bit and lightens it up. I like those. I'm very pleased with those. Yep, definitely. That one can go, that one can go. And this is going to be my last colour. I'm not going to put any more colours up because I think that's, I could go on for hours. I do go on for hours. But I have a tendency to go too far then. So I'm going to be good. And I'm going to call this it. And I'm trying not to overboard with the blue and so that you can still see the yellow and the pink, because I also know, because I like blue so much, that I have a tendency to go cover up the pink. So I'm trying to make it just spots and accents, so not thinking about it, being quick. And then, yeah, flying through it. Yep. Just so that I don't think about it. Yeah, I like that, just the spots at the end. There we go. And that's that. Right, so let's mop up. And again, it just takes the little spots. Let's try one of these as well. I can't see much left on there. There we go. So, there we go. Let's throw these back at you so you can have a look. Need to leave them dry. So this is the end of this video. I'm not going to make anything with them, but we'll stash bust them, we'll make something with them. I kind of know some of what I want to make with them. There we go, folks. What do you think? And that's it. So anyway, give me one of these or one of these, and tell me what you think. And I will see you all again soon in another video, because that's what I'm doing now, just making lots of them. Enjoy.